Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So 34-year-old New York resident Matthew Greene is a member of the Proud Boys, and he's now the first member of that alt-right white nationalist extremist group to plead guilty to not one, but two felonies. Before I dive into the details on that, though, here's why he decided to strike a deal. Greene is accused of being among the first violent group to push through the barricades and the police lines. He was seen with Proud Boys member Dominic Pezzola. Pezzola, you may remember, was the one who smashed a Capitol window in with a stolen riot shield. That's how people got into the building to begin with. And prosecutors say that Greene used radios and encrypted messaging apps to communicate with fellow Proud Bigot members to coordinate the attack on the Capitol and to prevent the certification of the Electoral College votes. And they pretty much have him dead to rights because there are photos, there's video of Greene at the Capitol, and they've obtained messages. They've obtained these encrypted messages, including one in which he wrote, quote, "I'm good, we took the Capitol." And this guy appeared to be preparing for the coup part two, because he sent messages after January 6th talking about using, quote, guerrilla tactics. He also suggested that they start fighting like the Taliban. And Greene messaged other Proud Boys, and he told them that they needed to, quote, take back our country. And then he warned them, quote, stand together now or end up in the gulag separately. In addition, when he was arrested and the FBI searched his house, they found 3 illegal weapons in his home. Among those was an AR-15. They also discovered that following January 6th, he purchased nearly $2,000 worth of ammunition and a gas mask. And then they didn't name them, but they said there were other various items and it seemed to concern them. But the more than 1,500 rounds of ammunition that he purchased was for an AK-47, which the feds couldn't locate. They were never able to locate that weapon. So needless to say, the judge found Greene to be concerning. He found him to be a danger to the community. So he held him without bail. He was arrested on April 21st. So he's been in jail since April. And he was facing potentially decades in prison. He was indicted and he was charged along with Pezzola and another New York State Proud Boy, a man named William Pepe. So they were all charged in the same indictment on counts of conspiracy, assaulting or resisting officers, civil disorder, theft of government property, entering restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and he, meaning Greene, may also be charged separately with state crimes for possession of those unregistered weapons. So 8 months in jail kind of wakes you up. I think he finally realized this wasn't a game. And so he decided to accept a plea agreement. And this went down right before Christmas on Wednesday, December 22nd. He pleaded guilty to 1 felony count of conspiracy and a 2nd felony count of obstructing an official proceeding. All other charges have been dropped in exchange for that plea agreement, and he's required to cooperate. So the maximum allowed penalty for these crimes would be 20 years, but federal sentencing guidelines range between 41 and 51 months in prison, and then a fine anywhere between $15,000 to $150,000. Now, according to Greene's attorney, it sounds like they've already settled on a ridiculous fine. It seems that they've settled on only $2,000. I mean, unbelievable. And prosecutors told Greene that if he provides substantial cooperation, that they may ask for a further reduction in his prison time. So it could be even lower than 41 months. So as of now, Greene will be sentenced on March 10th of 2022, but the prosecutors said that they could push that date back depending on his cooperation with the investigation. Or I'm assuming they could even move it up if he refuses to help them or if they catch him in a lie or something. But based on his attorney's statement to the judge and what Greene has already copped to, it appears that he's already been working with the prosecutors for a while. Greene apparently told the prosecutors that the night before the Capitol attack, he personally, in a hotel room with his co-defendants, programmed a handheld radio, or several, I think it was, handheld radios belonging to Dominic Pezzola. And he said that Pezzola told him that the Proud Boys chairman, Enrique Tarrio, was going to be stopping by to have his radio programmed as well to sync with theirs. Of course, that never happened because Tarrio was arrested when he was caught trying to sneak large capacity magazines filled with ammunition into DC. So Pezzola is maintaining his innocence. He's trying to front. He's like, oh, this is no big deal. This has nothing to do with me. But let's be clear about the significance of this plea deal.
What's the significance?
The Proud Bigots are screwed. Not only is Greene spilling all the tea about the inner workings of the Proud Bigots, whatever he knew and what they had planned for January 6th, but this guilty plea makes it nearly impossible for other Proud Bigots to garner a deal with lesser charges. We now know what prosecutors want, right? We now know what they're willing to settle for, and it's no less than felony charges. And now, depending on what he knows and what bigger fish he can serve up to the FBI, they may not need to cut any additional deals with any other Proud Bigots members. I mean, Pezzola can front all he wants, but he knows that this is bad. And the proof was in a statement he made, because when this news broke about Greene, Pezzola, through his attorney, said that his association with the Proud Boys was, quote, minimal and short-lived. Beep, beep, beep. You know what that is? That's the sound of Pezzola trying to back it up. He's trying to distance himself from the Proud Bigots because he knows they're going down. He knows this is not good. And Greene did the same thing after his arrest. His attorney wrote in a court filing that he had only attended 3 Proud Boys meetings and that he, quote, concluded that his personal beliefs and ethics do not align with those of the Proud Boys. Really? It also said that Greene held, quote, the lowest status in the organization. Yeah. All of a sudden, he goes to the lengths of traveling to DC, helping them break through barriers and break through police lines, committing crimes for them. But all of a sudden, they don't really align with my beliefs. But you know what's good news for him? Even low-level Proud Bigots get a participation trophy. It's called a prison sentence and a rap sheet. He'll always have something to remember them by, even as a low-level member. Isn't that nice that they do that for their members? Anyway, guys, as I hear more, I'll let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.